keep feeling a calling and I don't know why. And why do I keep forming these communities?
Does it matter? Your calling is a commitment. Stop thinking of it as a feeling. Because what you're asking is the courageous version of what everyone is sitting hoping someone else will speak up about, of your commitment to create a safe place of love for like-minded people who are just like you.
Wow.
Yeah, just let that sink in.
Is from this moment forward, right now, your commitment is to your calling. Your feeling about it is over.
Gosh,
It's beautiful.
Before we jump into the episode, I just want you to look past the question just being about a commitment or a calling of building a community. What if you actually asked, what is your commitment or calling in the context of your health, your wealth, or your relationships? Those are the three pillar areas of all of our lives. Our personal life is our health, our professional life is our wealth, and our emotional life is the way we conduct and control our relationships through the emotion. Now, they're all interconnected, but let me ask you this question before we jump into the episode. What is your commitment to your personal life, your professional life, and your relationships? Think of that when you're listening to the exchange with Andrea and what I get up to on the board. So let's jump into the episode now.
I have a question for you.
Question away.
My question.
Stop thinking your life is about you. Speak up. The fact that you actually think you can, do it.
You show everything with such authenticity.
I always hear your voice saying that your gift, your life to this world is not about you.
My question.
My question.
People are talking and you're breaking out charts and it's so enriching.
It is truly magical.
Stephen, your show is not a show. It's an experience and it's happening live.
Good.
Hi, Stephen.
How you doing? Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, I'm so honored to be here. Heard great things about you.
All I'm doing is responding to what you asked me. So this is not my show or Peter's show, it's our show. It's everyone's show who wants to come on because your questions inspire insights that are shared with others. So we break the show up into all little packets of 15 seconds and 2-minute videos and guests. So we just distribute it everywhere because what you're asking is the courageous version of what everyone is sitting hoping someone else will speak up about. So it's to your honor that this show exists.
Good point. I love that. I love what you do. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks, beautiful. I appreciate it.
So my question is, I've been feeling like I have a strong calling. I don't know why, to build communities, to give others the courage to be themselves. I've already formed 3 separate communities. One is 6 years old, and I do this all from the bottom of my heart. It's not for income. It's just a passion project. Yep. But I keep doing it, and I keep feeling a calling, and I don't know why. Why me? What's the purpose? What's my role? And why do I keep forming these communities?
Does it matter? I'm gonna go all the way back to 2, which is a long time ago for me. Why do you need to know?
That's a great question. I guess.
I know I'm supposed to give the answers, but why do you need to know? And why are you really asking me this question? If it's your calling and you're creating community and human beings are herd animals and we love to cluster, why are you asking me? What are you actually asking me? And I'll help you find it, but I want you to see if you can find it first. Why are you asking me this question? If it's your calling. So tell me what a calling is. Define what a calling is first. And let's do this. When you say it's a calling, what does a calling mean in Andrea's world? What does that mean? Don't tell me what you do. Tell me what it means to you, please.
A calling to me is actually feels, not is, feels like I am letting go and letting a higher power or my soul come alive and lead the way of where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to do so I can live to my fullest potential.
Okay. And what's a community mean?
A safe space. A place where people, like-minded hearts connect.
Last week we talked, I can't remember which guest took us there, but last week we talked about feeling Because to me, a feeling is a commitment. Most people think of feeling. So if you think of the feeling of love, for example, and you fall in love and you have a family and all of the stuff and all the good stuff and all the super challenges. I don't have kids, but it must be an amazing commitment. When you actually have a feeling of love, it's actually a commitment. And in the context of the union of a couple, and these days it's whatever gender balance that is, we have a feeling of falling in love that turns into courtship, that turns into engagement, that eventually turns into standing in front of whatever your structure or belief system is and making a commitment called marriage. Then that union makes a commitment called children in all the different ways that can be created, but in the traditional way of a girl and boy doing their thing. So if you think of it, every feeling that you have eventually rolls into a commitment. So my first message to you, Andrea, number one, your calling is a commitment. Stop thinking of it as a feeling. It's a commitment. Then, number two, we'll talk about safe space. Number three, like-minded. Your commitment to your calling is one of the biggest challenges every human being on the planet has. So they go looking for safe places that someone else can be an example of the commitment of what they believe to be true for themselves, and then they surround themselves. What was the very first thing in eulogy living? Surround yourself with great people. Soul Shifters is a group of like-minded people that you're now involved in, creating a safe space led by the commitment of Steve to shift your life. So the very first thing that you need to do, your calling needs to go from being a feeling you have, Andrea, to a commitment as to why you breathe. Because if your mind switches off, which is, Peter loves this one, if your mind switches off, you're in a coma. If your heart switches off, you're in a coffin. So commitment is your heartfelt calling that you are absolutely rock solid on. So your question to me, from my point of view, and there's a number of ways we could go on this, but down the core of it, to get real clarity, confidence and creativity, which is always the three structures I work to, your number one clarity. You don't need to know whether you've got a calling because you keep doing it. You said 3 or 6 communities you've built. You just need to accept the commitment to your calling. And from this call onward, my gift, Peter's gift, the Sede Angel's gift, the Soul Shifter's gift to you is from this moment forward, right now, your commitment is to your calling. Your feeling about it is over.
Feel that. Stephen, I had to jump in for 2 seconds because
Please.
Andrea, let me share something with you, Andrea, and I hope this resonates with you because I feel you when you first said that. Like, long story short, very long story short, I have the exact same feeling about why I'm supposed to kind of communicate. I always think to myself, why is it me? Why am I bothered by that? My empathy level is so off the charts with things that bother me in the world in general. And I always say the same question. Why is that? Why you, Peter? Why is that given to me? Why do I have to carry that around? Sometimes I feel almost like, why am I carrying this around with me? Why is that idea in my head? Mm-hmm. You know, the idea of a philanthropy channel, which I wanted to create a broadcast network. I spent a lot of time and money building this concept. And I was thinking, why not Oprah? Oprah, why aren't you doing that? You go do it. And if she did it, it'd be done in a second. Why is that idea in my head? So right. Stephen, I so resonate with Andrea because I think a lot of people feel a calling, and I understand what you mean by that. And sometimes it feels almost like a burden. It's almost like, why is that on my plate? Mm-hmm. Andrea, I so relate to what you just said. I hope other people can. Thank you.
Yeah, and Andrea, I appreciate Peter coming in and making that mention because from my point of view, your job on the planet, and this is said to every single person who is watching this now and will watch some cut of this in all the different ways it'll come out, your job on this planet is to have an impact on someone else, period. And the only way you can impact on someone else is by impacting and identifying the entity of who you are. Your entity creates your destiny, and your destiny is the impact of others. Because there is no monuments to people who are hermits. The critics of the world criticize those that are out shaping it. So if we're down on the board again, because I want to do a little bit of an ABC on this for you, which is give you the confidence, and we're going to do the confidence and the creativity bit almost at the same time. We've agreed, I hope so, we've agreed that your commitment to the calling is now finite. You are committed to your calling. And then that's the second thing you identified, is you want people to have a safe place. A safe place from what is my question to you right now as we finish this off. A safe place from what? That you're committed to. A safe place from what, Andrea?
From judgment.
Which is opinion. What else?
From hatred.
Which is opinion. What else?
Just inhibitions.
You want to create a safe place to be loved. A soulful, safe place that people can be loved, because love will actually overcome opinion. So I get all of those words. I'm not being dismissive of them, and those words need to be in the content and the sharing and the language that you use, absolutely. But in the speed with which we need to do this, your safe place is from what? Is from opinion. So you need to create a safe place where people can feel loved. And if your commitment now is you've got a commitment to what you're doing, you can commit to loving everyone that comes near you. Yesterday, there's a coffee shop down the road from here. The coffee's not that good, but the young lady that works in there is constantly working really hard. So yesterday, I went past the Lindt chocolate section, and there was little mini Lindt chocolates for $2.50. And on the way back from getting some milk for my coffee for the day, I just bought it to her, walked in and said, "I'm really proud of you," put it on the table and walked out. You always work so hard. I'm really proud of you. Don't like your coffee, but I'm really proud of you. So the end result is I just created a safe place for her in that moment for no reason at all. A guy bought her chocolates, and I'm old enough now so she doesn't think there's anything else going on, because I could adopt her before anything else was in my mind. You need to create a safe place from opinion, and the best way of doing it is have a commitment to creating a safe place of love. The other thing you want to do, third thing you said, was like-minded. People are not after your knowledge. People crave your expression of confidence. People tell me I'm amazing every day, and I very much appreciate it, but they tell me I'm amazing not so much because of the way I'm doing this, even though that might sound what they're saying. I'm amazing because this guy is relentless about his vulnerability to tell the truth. I sent a video out on Sunday night called The Brutality of Truth, which listed out everything that's happened to me in the last 10 years, not in graphic detail, but the calling of where does my conviction come from? My conviction comes from my commitment to think I was useless, to now my commitment to believe through love I can create a safe place with the expression of my confidence for like-minded people called soul shifters. So Andrea, commitment, we've done it. Stay close to me and you won't lose it. Number 2, your safe place needs to be a safe place of the expression of loving the fact that people judge you and walking past it. Loving the fact that people have an opinion but walk past it. Go and give chocolates to the soul of strangers. And then the third thing is you need to start getting people to crave the expression of confidence of your commitment to create a safe place of love for like-minded people who are just like you. Peter?
Wow.
Yeah, just let that sink in.
Now the video's over. What is the one thing, that one aha moment, that one thing that just jumped out and grabbed you? I want you to be able to take it within 30 seconds of that aha moment. From the moment you hear something that goes, wow, everything I make is produced for you to be able to execute within 30 seconds of you hearing it. So what was the one aha moment? Subscribe to the channel a couple of times a week, as I said, every single day on all the different shorts on all the different social platforms as listed. What was the one thing that you're going to put into play on this video? And I'll see you in the next one.